For more, I want to bring in Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, Democrat from Washington, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Congresswoman, it's always a pleasure to see you. I'd like to just start with your reaction to what we've been living through the past 36 plus hours.
Well, Jose, it's great to be with you as always, but this is a tragic moment for our country. As you know, I am one of the 1 in 4 women across the country who have had an abortion. I didn't speak about it for 15 years, but when I got in as a member of Congress and these abortion bans across the country started popping up, I felt it was my obligation, really, to tell my story. And the rage that I feel and that women and really men as well, families across the country, pregnant people across the country feel with this idea that a 50-year-old question of settled law is being reversed by 5 justices who, by the way, were all appointed by presidents who got the minority of the popular vote. They did not get the majority of the popular vote in the country. This is so out of step with where the country is today. It is our decision and our decision only to have control over our own bodies and to bring in our doctors and our loved ones that we want to bring in. But nobody else is going to carry this child. This is government mandated pregnancy, and it is an outrage. And I think it is really it really undermines and delegitimizes the Supreme Court as a body that can make decisions that are not just purely political, and Supreme Court justices that frankly lied under oath when they were testifying to Congress about this question.
So Senator Elizabeth Warren was on with my colleague Chris Hayes last night. She acknowledged the writing on the wall here, and any kind of legislation to codify Roe would run pretty much into the filibuster. Short of winning more seats in November, is there anything Democrats can do?
Well, look, I would say that Senator Warren is right. We should bring that bill up for a vote. It won't in this moment get 60 votes, but also there are a couple of senators on the Republican side who say that they support abortion and yet voted to confirm Justice Kavanaugh and Justice Coney Barrett. And I think that it is really important to put the question to them about how serious they are about protecting a woman's right to choose. They could vote with Democrats to carve out an exception to the filibuster. Jose, we did it on the debt ceiling. We should be able to do it on a woman's right to choose. And I just want to be very clear about something. The opinion by Justice Alito, and I read the whole opinion, it is really an important thing to read because it is so terrifying. In it, he says that essentially there is no right that is guaranteed to you unless it is specifically mentioned somewhere in the Constitution, which is a document that was written 200 years ago. So are we really saying that the values of that time are going to hold to today? And what does that mean about cases like Loving v. Virginia on interracial marriage, about same-sex marriage, about all of the things that we hold to be settled law questions today? I think this is a serious issue for all Americans to care about, because I think it is not just about abortion. It is about a whole series of issues, including your privacy.
And it's interesting. I hear you talk about the possibility of reaching other legislators who so far have not been on board. But I want to read part of a tweet you sent out yesterday. You said the U.S. has the highest maternal mortality rate among developed countries. Is there, you think, any room for common ground on this issue that is so real and so visceral?
Well, one of the things that I mean, look, I think we have to get there because this is a fundamental right. And I also think that in our state, in Washington state, I am very proud to be in a state where this right is protected and has been protected and will continue to be protected. And frankly, Jose, if this ruling from the Supreme Court goes through, we are going to see women from Idaho coming over the border, and we will welcome people to get the medical care that they need here in Washington state, where we will protect it. But I think it is important to recognize that if we don't provide all kinds of reproductive choices for pregnant people across this country, you will see the burden fall on particularly Black, brown, low-income, poor people who cannot access the care that they need. They're already not getting the care through health care because they don't have access to health care. And then on top of that, we put these additional barriers on. So I hope that people will look at maternal mortality, look at the life of a child that is born when the government mandates a pregnancy versus when a family is ready, when a woman is ready to make that choice to have a child and to be willing to care for that child. So I hope so, and I think the ultimate thing is we're going to have to take to the streets and we're going to have to take to the ballot box. Both those things are essential. Congress can do this today if we wanted to. We could codify this, and the House has already passed the Women's Health Protection Act.
Congresswoman Jayapal, thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jose.